Georgie Porgy, let me tell you something. Whether you're GW, George Washington, or George Patterson, Peterson, whoever, let me tell you about Jonathan Yosting. Let me tell you about Standing Bear. Not to be confused with Jonathan Old Horse Yosting. Who also lives in Oklahoma, Texas, Kickapoo lands. I don't live in those lands anymore. I live in Lenapehoking now in New Jersey. Traveling through this area. I acknowledge that we're the same in every way, except for the little fact that I'm not you. But aren't I you? And now you're like, you lost me, dude. And I'm like, now, well, that was 1-1-1. That was an angel hour when we talked about being lost. So let me tell you about what it's like being lost in George's world. Come back home after being in foreign lands, providing services to the military for over 20 years. My contributions to the military community effort overseas are immeasurable and valuable in ways that can't be counted or enumerated, and perhaps lawfully shouldn't be. Let's talk about OPSEC, Operation Security. Your operation is security at a college campus. You have major threats, right? There's school shootings that are happening. There's things that, that's been happening since the 70s. I went to University of Texas. There was a shooter on the tower there. They took people out. I also went to the University of Texas, and I saw that they could accommodate people with disabilities. Don't understand why St. Elizabeth's is having that trouble. And let me tell you some things that aren't clear. It's not clear the visitor policy. Where do visitors sign in? Where's the welcome center? It's not clear that it's private property. Where's the sign that says private property? Some words about trespass on a sign that motorists can see that you can't see if you're walking on a sidewalk, if you're a pedestrian. That same sign has small letters, is old, has 2 holes in it with rusty bolts holding it in where all of the words can't even be read. They're not even all there. They're hidden. They're obfuscated. They're obstructed. But I have to face a judge on March 25th to talk about trespass and obstruction. So I'm asking you, George, let's worry about security. And let's start with the basics, ABC. What's the threat condition of this campus right now? You have gates. Why are they wide open and unlocked? Why is there a sign that says, welcome, you belong here? Why does the website talk about accessibility? Is it still not a law of the land, American with Disability Act? I understand there's executive orders on diversity. Nothing that says that the American with Disability Act has to be ignored. Why are you doing that? So let me tell you a story. Valued member of the military community comes home, disabled, has a GI Bill, has access to funds for his education, also has access to train tracks, also has memories of friends who checked out early. Richard, my teammate, my team member, on the tracks, Far Hills, dead. That's here in Garden State. So signage is important. Signage to call 988. Signage about hidden disabilities in the Sunflower program. Signage about where you're at. And let me tell you about the signage that's just feet away from your entrance. It says dogs are allowed on leash if you pick up the poop. And that's for the general public. That's for pet dogs. That's for dog walkers. That's for anybody on the traction line or Morris County Park. And then inches away, you step into your space with no sign except a sign that says, welcome, you belong, and the university sign that has information about accessibility and admissions and about employment and being a safe workplace. And then they meet your crew, George, and things change. Because that's the type of ship you're running right now in 2026. And it's not good enough. You must do better. The police trains you when people do not comply with the law to escalate. This is me being louder. I'm not hurting anyone. You can turn your volume down. I will not be quiet. I will not lower my voice. I will not be invisible again. I will not put a mask back on. This is me. This is what good old Uncle Sam gave you. And you need to protect it and keep it secure. We're precious. Precious cargo, George. Me, the guy with the beard, the big guy. The guy with the service dog. The guy with the disability. The guy that wants to be a student. The guy that wants to finish his degree. Why aren't you doing a better job of helping out? Thanks for hearing my story. It's 6 minutes. If you do it 2 times speed, it's 3 minutes. Thanks for the 3 minutes. I understand you might not be able to reply because you got more important things to do. I wish you a good day, sir. And I invite you to accept or invite you to be curious about the written request that I gave you to set up a virtual appointment with members of your team, with admissions, with accessibility, with the new Lisa person, the interim person or whatever. I also invite you to figure out the number for the police department, the law enforcement, where your security gate is and where the railroad crossing is. Morris Township, not Florham Park. Also, it might be good to have a sign that says you're filming people. You're recording their likeness, their image. 1978 Religious Freedom Act. Why are you on sacred stolen land recording images of travelers coming through there without telling them? You should have a sign. Other places have a sign. Closed circuit TV. This place is monitored. Whatever. You guys are a place of signs and letters and books and Bibles and texts and daily hymnals and missals. And why can't you come up with a sign? Or why can't you answer me when I say I want to do a peace offering and design a sign and pay for a sign and install a sign, several signs, to help make things better for your campus, for Americans with disabilities, from people who served in the military and are returning home, from people who served the military or worked for the military but weren't in the military, for first responders that are taking a mental health day and want to have a stress-free break and want to walk around and want to be informed and not harassed and not have invisible lines that go from Morris Township to Florham Park and then have detectives entrap you and bring you over. I asked all of you guys, where's the signs for admissions? Where's the sign for exit? Give me a ride off. I'll take you up on your offer. Walk me off campus. You guys got me so escalated. You had somebody come on my blind side and just put pressure on me. I shifted to across the imaginary line and they brutalized me. You guys flushed me out. It's what happened. And maybe I need to accept that and the triggers are mine to own. But come on, man. There's no need for it. You guys could have kept on doing your job the way you're supposed to do your job. The CFO, when I said, hey, you look like a person of authority, you have a badge, can you help? He did not help. He walked away. Later, I said, hey, can you remove the trespassing charges against me? He did not help. The detective said, lower your voice. I said, how is he supposed to hear me? He's over there and you're stopping me. I can't even go talk to him. That's the person that I'm here to see. I'm visiting that person. So just make your visiting policies clear, your admissions policy clear, your security policy clear, your current DEFCON level clear. You reference some trespassing policies. Where are they at? I looked on the website. I don't see those. I see the stuff that says I'm allowed to be there. I see the stuff that suggests that you're deeply wrong here. All right, man. Good day. Enjoy your breakfast or whatever.